welcome to Thoughts of Treasures. My name's Connie and this is my craft room. Welcome in. Let me first start by saying if you guys are new, welcome. Please be sure to hit that subscribe or follow button depending on what you're watching, where you're watching from, so you do not miss out on any of the videos that I put out. Usually put about 4 out per week. And if this is something that you want to learn more about or see more of what I do, please be sure to hit that subscribe button so you are notified. I also have a Facebook channel and a Telegram, so if you want to be part of those, I always post on there when I upload a video or when I'm going live over on Facebook, or in the future any other platform that I'm actually going to be live on. So with that being said, tonight we're going to be doing this little cutie. It is our little Tooth Fairy doorknob holder, hanger, not holder, hanger. So it is our little Tooth Fairy. So it's got some little parts to it. So first thing I'm going to do, we do not have to paint all of these parts. However, this should go rather quickly. This is not a very big project, but these wood kits are just so much fun to do. So you can really, I'm going to keep it pretty much simple, I guess you could say. So I'm just going to put my little things around. I'm probably going to do all of these pieces white. This is a piece that's just going to hold. So this is basically, so instead of putting the tooth under your pillow, you're going to put it in here, and then the Tooth Fairy doesn't have to wake you up. Just going to keep it that way. So they'll take the tooth and then they'll leave you the money, so you put the money behind the tooth. Kind of cute, kind of cute. So there's these little spacers too, and when we glue that together, I'll explain more. So it's got a little kind of little pocket thing. And then please note that on the backer pieces that are done in the 1/4 inch, all the front pieces are done in 1/8 inch. You will have to remove this masking. As of right now, the laser that I have, I do have to mask. We'll see in the future if I have to or not, but for right now, we are going to rip all this stuff up. Now, this does have engraving on it. It does have score marks on it, so you're going to have to go through all of that and pick around it. This is a kit, so if anybody's interested, you are more than welcome to message me in regards to it. Just put Tooth Fairy, and I can give you more information. These little stars do come out. Let me just push them out. Let's get the back off. So you will find some on the back too. If you do, take that off. It's only, I don't normally mask the back on purpose, but because of how it sits on the actual frame or the board, I have to put the masking, around it. Alright. And it's just tape. That's all it is, a big roll of masking tape. Alright. So make sure those are out. All of them came out. Alright, we gotta get these little pieces off. So you're gonna find these little masking parts in between these little letters too. Like I said, this is scored, or not scored, this is engraved. So in between all your little ups and your O's and your P's, you have to take that off. I'm just using a little weeder. This is just a fun little, just an alternative. I guess, kids are such light sleepers nowadays that the Tooth Fairy wakes them up as they go in and leave them that $20 bill. Back in my day, we only got a 1/4. I don't know, what do you guys give? What's the going rate of teeth these days? What have you heard? I mean, not that you give it, but, because I mean, the Tooth Fairy does that. Alright, let me get this mess cleaned up. So I'm going to keep this really simple and neutral. You can do whatever you want. Get this mess cleaned up. And you will find that, because this is laser cut, these edges, and I'm just going to go around it and I'll show you. And you can just wipe it down if you want to. If you don't, it'll just, just don't do the white glove test, that's all I'm saying. Alright, so I'm going to I'm just going to antique wax this both. Oh, look, a piece came out. And it does have little star holes, so it's just something different. I don't have to worry about the score marks. I don't have to worry about the engraving. So I'm just going to go ahead and use some antique wax. We're going to do this back. And the front pieces, I'm just going to do white. This is a very simple project. We're just going to keep it simple too. Something neutral, something everybody can use. So I'm just going to use some Waverly antique wax. Push that to the side. I'm just going to use a good old baby wipe. I'm actually going to use what's in the lid. So normally what I do, especially if it's a smaller project like this, I just shake it and use what's in the lid. Let's do the back first. And then using the baby wipe, I mean, you can put this on with a sponge if you want to, paintbrush, whatever you want to do, and then wipe it off. I just find it's easier using a wet paper baby wipe. What the heck's this called? There is a little moth been flying around here all night. So if by chance you accidentally leave the masking on, when you start painting or antique waxing or whatever you're doing, you're gonna know. It's not gonna damage anything, but you're gonna have to repaint what you just did. Because you're gonna find out very quickly that you left it on. Now since this is engraved, it is so simple. You don't have to worry about the paint or anything getting in there because it's just a deeper cut. I'll hold that up. So it's just a deeper cut. Like I said, I think I'm just going to do the little pocket, the words, just in white. We're going to keep it very simple because you don't need much. Not everything has to be overly done. It's all going to be fine. So I'm just going to let that dry on its own for a few while we paint up these. Alright, I'm going to get me some white. Like these little pieces, I'm not going to worry about. We're just going to leave them in wood. Let me get a plate over here. Let me get some white. We're just going to use just some apple barrel white. I was going to see if it said Snow White or anything. It just says white. And we're going to get a little brush. And I do want these to be nice and bright white. I'm not going to grungy them up because, you know, we don't want yellow teeth. So I might have to give it 2-3 coats. Definitely 2. We all know with white, you definitely are going to work on 2 coats. But I'm going to do words also. Paint all over my fingers. Now with the words, I am going to be careful. I'm not going to put a lot on at a time because I'm just going to do the top. I don't want to get it on the sides. So this is just a fun kit, something different. Not too much on there. I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna do the same one. Now this one does have little score marks on the pocket, the pouch. I know what you want to call it, but I'm not gonna do the pouncing thing. I'm just gonna use my foam brush, and I'm gonna lightly go over it. So I'm not gonna push down on it. We're just gonna go lightly over, and hope that we don't get any in those marks. We should be good. And I didn't. So when we do the second layer, we're going to do the same thing like that. Alright, I'm going to give this a quick dry. And then let's go back over. holding it down, but it just seems to want to be moving. I'm just using painter's tape to hold these into place. Sometimes it's easier. You don't get the paint all over your fingers from holding it, but you know, that's not always the case. I'll just end up painting my finger just like I did there. It really works for when you have littler pieces and you got a lot of pieces, so the tape just kind of keeps it all together. Alright, then we're gonna go back over here. And I'm just brushing it across the top. We're not doing anything fancy with this. We're just keeping it simple. This one is actually for an order. So I'm just kind of getting it completed for them. All right, let's get that dry. And we'll do one more. I might actually sand it and then we'll do one more coat. Well, maybe we'll sand it. Look for the sand. So I just use a regular Dollar Tree and give it a, oops, let's take that off before we break it. And give it a little bit of sanding. This will just smooth it out and get those the wood fibers down from the paint. I'm not going to sand that down. And then we're going to put our third layer on. And then this should be good. I always suggest sanding because it just gets it nice and smooth. And then once you feel it, you'll be like, oh, that's just gross. So yeah, if this is something you're interested in or you would rather see more of the kits that I do, and I do other crafts. I've just been lately here into the wood kits. If there's something you want to see, you can go to my website, thoughtsofTreasures.com. You can check it out. I have the project, and then you can see the video. All of my kits, 99% of them are for sale. My website is not set up for a sale, so you do have to contact me. It's just my website's just set up more for a blog. I do my sales during my live sale, which is every other Sunday or thereabout. There is a schedule on my website, also on my Facebook page. If you're not sure when they are, check that out. And you can join me. It is every other Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then we go until whenever. All right, let me dry this and see if we're good with that. And then we can start gluing it together. So, let me actually dry this too, just in case it's a little wet. I set it off to the side, but you want to make sure, because this is antique wax, you want to make sure this is dry too. This is so cute. If you guys have never tried antique wax, I definitely suggest your craft friend have it. because it is just, you like that stained wood look? Perfect for it. There's no smell, there's no, you do want to make sure that you, again, I'm not sanding anything down, I'm just going to go over it, let's make sure everything's flat and smooth. So it just gives you that nice little stained look. Perfect. All right, now, get some glue, and I'm actually going to use a little, we're gonna apply this to our eyes. No, we're not. I use these because it just makes it so much easier with these little pieces, so you don't have to put all this glue on. I did cut this one big. I thought I cut it really little. The glue just comes out. I'm gonna put some on my table. I have a silicone mat down, so it just works out good. All right, let's start assembling. So this piece is going to go down yonder, okay, so that our tooth will go on top of that. Get it on here. So that it leaves a pocket where you can put the money. So this may not fit, but you can just put your item in there. Let's use this, is better. So you can just set that in there. It's actually very, very cute idea. Again, you know, if you got those light sleepers and, you know, the tooth fairy may scare them. So I'm just going to use this little eye makeup thing. These are really great to have for gluing, or even if you have to paint like little tiny areas. Don't pass these up. I think I got these off of Amazon. I do have an Amazon store link. Like I said, I have my mat in here. We've got different things that I use, these little brushes, things like that. If you guys want to check that out, it's on my link tree on my website. Now, if you get glue spillage out of here, don't get upset. Don't worry, it's okay. You just want to get this all nice and lined up. Make sure everything's flush. Take your time. And then I'll just wipe it off. Make sure everything's nice and flush. If you get it on the inside, like in here, don't stress about it. Just don't put anything in there until it completely dries. It'll dry clear, but you're never going to see that anyway. If it was something you would see, I would say that little bit I wouldn't worry about because it'll dry. But if you have like a big clump in there, then I would worry about it. So now, I'm going to put the glue on here actually. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I'm just going to go all around because this is the only part that's holding it on. So I want to make sure I put enough glue on here. This is the Super Glue wood glue from the Dollar Tree. I absolutely love this stuff. I'm hoping it doesn't go up to like $10 a bottle. We all know what's happening with the Dollar Tree. Just take your time. Now you'll see, I was very particular on getting glue on every ounce of that, every inch of that, because there is not much holding this on except for that. So I want to make sure that I get enough glue and get this all nice and flush. Glue and everything. Let's get the glue out of here. Main thing is just take your time, make sure you got it nice and flush. So cute. Love it. Loving it. Make sure. I always feel like it's not. All right. Now we're gonna put. We got 2 of these little things. So I'm gonna put these together first. And this is gonna be the same concept. These are the only 2 things that are holding it together. So now this wood glue does adhere quickly, but keep in mind, it does not set up completely for 24 hours. So be mindful of that. Get this all nice and flush. Then we're going to glue this piece onto this little score mark here. And I'm going to do the same thing. Put a little bit around. I want to put enough on here, on all of it, because, like I said, this is the only piece that's getting glued on. And then we're just going to put it right onto here. It says pick up and drop off. I'm going to take a little thing, get some of this glue off around. Alright, so we're there. And then we're just going to take our little pocket. Put a little more glue out here. We're going to do the same thing, just put a little bit of glue. And then put our little pocket right here. Just making sure I got it nice and flush. So cute! So at nighttime, the little girl or boy will put their tooth in there, and in the morning they'll have a little bit of money there. Apparently you can't put quarters in here, so you gotta do at least a dollar bill. I don't know, seriously, I have no idea what these go for nowadays. And then this is just a little tooth fairy. Got a little bit too much on it, that's okay. And then we're going to line this up to hide these score marks. like I said, don't stress about the glue because it will dry. Just if you have like big clumps, kind of just brush it off a little bit. It does dry clear. So cute. And there you go. Now again, like I said, you could do this any color you want. I just kept it all in white just to keep it neutral. But deposit and pick up. Pick up and drop off. Just a little something for the Tooth Fairy. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got for you today. Cute little Tooth Fairy sign. I hope you enjoyed. If it's something you're interested in, definitely message me and I can get that info for you. So you can just comment Tooth Fairy in the comments and I can definitely get that information to you. So remember, please subscribe or follow so you don't miss out on any of the videos that I put out. So we do bigger ones, we do smaller ones, we do all of it. So you guys have an amazing rest of your night. Thank you for joining me. And remember, thoughts become things, things become treasures, and I'll see you in the next video.